Good morning, dear students. In the previous class, we discussed about Act 3, Scene 3. In that scene, we had discussed that how Antonio was in trouble and he was taken to the prison, and from there this message had gone to Bassanio, who was in Belmont along with Portia. The last wish of Antonio was that if his good friend Bassanio could meet him at the last moment, his all the pains will subside. And when Bassanio came to know that his friend Antonio was in trouble, though Bassanio had just got married with Portia, he leaves his wife Portia there and runs to Venice from Belmont to help his beloved friend Antonio. In Act 3, scene number 4, this whole environment is dominated by Portia. Portia is in Belmont. She is in full control of the situation. When she comes to know that her husband, that is Bassanio's friend, was in trouble, she immediately, without having any complaint to Bassanio, tells him, rush, go to Venice to help your beloved friend. And not only that, she gives him plenty of money because she knew through Bassanio that Antonio had taken 3,000 ducats from Shylock, and that money Antonio was not able to pay on time, and therefore Shylock wanted to take revenge. In scene 4, Portia not only helps her husband to go to Venice, she also prepares herself to go to Venice along with her best friend Nerissa in a male dress. It's a challenge for her. That newly married girl who was supposed to be in the wedding dress, she wants to dress up in a boy's attire or in a boy's dress or uniform, leave her own palace and go to Venice to save the life of her husband's friend whom she had never seen. And not only that, in her absence, she puts Lorenzo and Jessica in charge of her all the palace as well as management. You need a lot of courage to do that. And therefore, when Lorenzo sees this generosity of Portia, he is not able to control himself. And in the first opening scene, Lorenzo says, "Madam, although I speak it in your presence, you have a noble and true conceit of God-like amity, which appears most strongly in bearing thus the absence of your Lord." Look at the words of Lorenzo. He tells to Portia, "Madam, though I am going to praise you in your presence, but what I have observed in you is that you have a noble soul, which is true conceit." True conceit means which has a lot of understanding of God-like amity. Mean you are like a good friend who can understand, and you appear very strong in understanding the feelings of others. Though you are newly married, but still you have decided to be alone in the absence of your Lord, mean of your husband. So this is what we see, that beauty in Portia's life. And then we see next paragraph. "But if you knew to whom you show this honor, how to a gentleman you send relief, how dear a lover of my Lord, your husband, I know you would be prouder of the work than customary bounty can enforce you." Since Lorenzo knew Antonio, he also knew Bassanio. Therefore, he tells Portia, "If you could have been knowing, if you knew to whom you are showing this respect, or to whom you are going to help, that person is really a true gentleman. He is a very generous soul." And he says, he is not only a generous soul, but he is also a beloved friend. And word used, how dear a lover of my Lord, your husband. He is also a very beloved friend of your husband. And more than that, Lorenzo tells her that if you could have been knowing that the person whom you are going to help, it is not just a customary bounty, mean customary generosity that you are going to show a person, or you are going to enforce, you are going to give. The person you are going to help is well-known figure. He is none else than Antonio, because Lorenzo knew that Antonio had taken that amount, 3,000 ducats, not for himself, but for Bassanio. We know why? Because Bassanio wanted to woo Portia. He wanted to get married to Portia. And he had no money. Therefore, Antonio had gone to Shiloh to get that money. And that money he brought and gave to Bassanio, his friend. So therefore, Lorenzo says, if you could have been knowing to whom you are helping, you will be feel more prouder. And then Portia says, I never did repent for doing good, nor shall not now. For in companions that do converse and waste the time together, whose souls do bear an equal yoke of love, there must be needs a like proportion of ligaments, of manners, and of spirit, which makes me think that this Antonio, being the bosom lover of my Lord, must needs be like my Lord. Look at the answer of Portia. She says, I am never ashamed of, or I do not repent in doing good to others. She tells to Lorenzo, neither she is ashamed nor she is repenting that she has helped her husband's friend Antonio. She says, I already understand. For in companions that do converse and waste time together, she had seen her husband Bassanio spending lot of time in talking to Antonio, converse, to talk. Waste the time together means spending lot of time together. Whose souls do bear an equal yoke of love. They were two bodies, but one soul, exactly like two bulls in one yoke. They are two different bulls, but yoke is one. Exactly two bodies and one soul. Equal amount of love both of them they had for each other. There must be needs like a proportion of ligaments, of manners, and of spirit, which makes me think this Antonio. She thinks this means they have same kinds of feelings, same kinds of thinking, same kinds of understanding, and she has experienced Bassanio. She says, if my husband Bassanio is so good, so also his friend, whom she had never seen, might be equally good like Bassanio. So therefore, indirectly, she had seen so much of Antonio and Bassanio's friendship in few months. Therefore, she knew that both of them were as if they were two bodies and one soul. So therefore, Portia never was worried to help the friend of her husband. And further on, she says, if it be so, how little is the cost I have bestowed in purchasing the semblance of my soul from out the state of hellish cruelty. This comes too near the praising of myself, therefore no more of it. Here other things. Portia says, if she has understood properly these two of them, if it be so, I mean if she has understood them properly, how little is the cost I have bestowed. She says, I have spent very little amount in purchasing, in buying the same kind of soul. The soul that her husband has and the soul that Antonio has, same kind of soul that she has borrowed or purchased or bought. She says, from the hell type of cruelty that is being suffered by Antonio. So she said that cost is nothing, because Antonio's soul and her husband's soul resemble to each other. And if little amount she has to pay for that soul, that makes her no pain at all. And therefore she says, this comes too near the praise of myself. She doesn't want to praise herself. She says, I don't want to hear anything that I have done something good. Therefore, no more hearing of it. Let us speak something else. So she immediately reminds Lorenzo, don't speak about my generosity, speak something else. Then Lorenzo says, I commit into your hands the husbandry and manage of my house until my Lord's return. For my own part, I have toward heaven breathed a secret vow to live in prayer and contemplation, only attended by Nerissa here. Look at Portia. She's really a generous soul. Actually, Portia wanted to go to Venice along with her best companion or friend Nerissa to help Mr. Antonio, who was in trouble. But here she does not want to reveal her secret plan to anyone. Therefore she says to Lorenzo, I commit into your hands the husbandry and manage of my house until my Lord returns. She says that I am also going out of station, and therefore in my absence I hand over all my household affairs and management till my husband comes back, because already Bassanio had gone to Venice to rescue his friend Antonio. And therefore she tells, for my own part I have toward heaven breathed a secret vow. She is speaking nice. She had not taken any kind of vow because she had just got married. In order to not to reveal that she is going to help Antonio, she tells Lorenzo that she has secretly taken a vow that she would be going for prayer and meditation. And for that meditation, for that prayer, nobody will accompany her. You know, when somebody is a queen or a very high-fi personality, those persons do not go alone. Always some people accompany. So she knew that others will accompany her. Therefore she says, I have taken secret vow that she would go to prayer, she will go for meditation, but she would take only her best friend Nerissa, nobody else. So look at her way of thinking. Then she says, until her husband and my Lord's return, there is a monastery 2 miles off, and there we will be abiding. I do desire you not to deny this imposition, the which my love and some necessity now lays upon you. Look, Portia is telling to Lorenzo, I am going to a monastery. Monastery is a place where the people go in isolation to pray. Mean alone with alone. Alone with alone, you understand? Alone in the presence of God. You are alone and God is alone. In that place, she, along with her friend Nerissa, just 2 miles away, she would go and abide there. She will remain there. And therefore, in her absence, she wants that Lorenzo should take up all her household responsibilities. And she requests, and there we will abide. I do desire you not to deny this imposition. You understand, students, meaning of imposition? Meaning of imposition is task, work. So she said that I am going to hand over a task. I am going to give you a work. Please do not deny. Take up this task, because my love and some of my important works call upon me. Tell me to do that work. And therefore, Portia is trying to hand over her all the responsibility to Lorenzo and Jessica. Lorenzo says, Madam, with all my heart I shall obey you in all fair commands. Lorenzo was aware that Portia was the real honor. Therefore, he uses the language. He says, I shall obey, or I will fulfill that task that is going to be handed over to me by you. With all the fair commands, mean with all the respect that you are going to give me work, I will take care of it. Then Portia says, my people do already know my mind. Means Portia has already informed her people, do know my mind, mean her mind is already, she has told her people that Portia's absence, Lorenzo and Jessica will take care of her all the household management. And they will acknowledge you and Jessica in place of Lord Bassanio and myself. Mean in the absence of Bassanio and in the absence of Portia, all her servants, all her members will acknowledge Lorenzo as the master and Jessica as the madam. So fare you well till we last meet again. So therefore, she is wishing all the best to Lorenzo and Jessica, that you do well, and when I come back thereafter, I will meet you. And see what Lorenzo says. He says, fair thoughts and happy hours attend on you. Poor Lorenzo, he thought in reality Jessica's mistress, that is Portia, was going along with Nerissa for prayer and contemplation. Therefore, he says, fair thoughts and happy hours attend on you. Wish you all the best for your work. Do well. And so also Jessica says, I wish your ladyship all heart's content. And Jessica says, I too wish you all the best. Let God fulfill your all the desires. Heart's content means your heart's all the desires should be fulfilled by God. And Portia says, I thank you for your wish, and I am well pleased to wish it back on you. Fare you well, Jessica. Portia acknowledges their compliments. She says, thank you so much for wishing me all the best. And she also tells them, wish you too all the best. Because in her absence, in the absence of Bassanio, Lorenzo and Jessica had taken up the responsibility to manage their affairs. Therefore, she too wishes them all the best. And now she approaches. Who is she? Portia approaches to Balthazar. Now let me introduce to you who is Balthazar. Actually, Balthazar is one of the servants of Portia. He is very dear to him. He is very dear to her. Sorry, not him, her. Very beloved friend. Though he is a servant, but whenever Portia is in need of, she can count of him. And therefore she says to Balthazar, now Balthazar, as I have ever found thee honest true, so let me find thee still. See, look at Portia's language. She had really respect for her service too. She appreciates Balthazar's truthfulness and honesty. She says, I have always found you very honest, very truthful. So let me find you also now also truth and honest, the work that she is going to hand over to him. She said, take this letter and use thou all the endeavor of man in speed to Padua. See thou render this into my cousin's hand, Dr. Bellario. So Portia is sending Balthazar to Padua. In Padua, Portia's cousin is staying. His name is Dr. Bellario. He is a well-known lawyer. Portia has given a letter to Balthazar to hand over that letter to Dr. Bellario so that Dr. Bellario could read the case properly and accordingly he could advise Portia how to deal the case. And therefore she requests Balthazar, you use your all the endeavors, all the means, as early as possible you reach there, go to Dr. Bellario and tell him the truth and hand over the letter. And look what notes and garments he doth give thee. Bring them, I pray thee, with imagined speed unto the traject, to the common ferry which trades to Venice. Waste no time in verse, but get thee gone, I shall be there before thee. Very clear-cut instructions are given to Balthazar. She says, you hand over the letter to Dr. Bellario. Dr. Bellario will give you some notes. He will give you some garments with clothes. You bring them. Go with high speed unto the traject. Use the means to the common ferry which trades to Venice. You take any of that means of transport and go as fast as you can to Venice. Take the notes and clothes from Dr. Bellario and you rush to Venice. And she says, I shall be there before thee. So before Balthazar could reach to Venice, Portia would be there along with her friend Nerissa in Venice. So friends, I have explained to you half of the act. Act 3, scene 4, half I have explained you. I will deal with half of the content later on. So don't think that Father has explained us only half scene and half he has left. I will do the needful in the next classroom. I will also give you the questions and answers. Please note down those questions and answers in your fair copy. When we come together, you listen to my explanation. If you still have any doubts, ask me. I'm very sure You will be very happy to interact with me. Surely some of you are asking your doubts even privately after the class. I am sending you the answers, and same is expected from all of you. During my class, you have to clarify your doubts. You have to get in touch with me. Don't be silent. God bless you. Have a nice and wonderful day. Let all the blessings of God be with you. Thank you.